Welcome back to another Killer Spotlight. This time we will be going over the Fisherman, another ranged killer to add with some slowdown potential. So, basic information. Unlike last time, this killer is a 4.4 meters per second killer, but he is normal height. I'll admit last time I did forget to add in what their terror radius was, so I will not forget for this one. The terror radius for this one is a 24 meter terror radius, though he has a 40 meter shanty that he will play, a sea shanty of sorts. You know, add to the aesthetics and that lot. And his weapon? Well, what could a fisherman need rather than a boy? But they're not very deadly. Unfortunately, his crazy mind made it deadly. It's an altered boy. It looks more like a mace, or maybe even a morning star now. So, very spiky and very painful. Obviously, the next area we go over are their abilities. Harpoon is his ability. At the start of the trial, and all the way throughout the trial, you have 4 harpoons on you that you can throw at survivors, impaling them. When a survivor is impaled by a harpoon, they will suffer from hemorrhage and can't heal until it's removed, either by a killer or a survivor. When a survivor is impaled and outside of your terror radius, survivors suffer with slowness. This is due to the spears having a spectral lead attached to them, so obviously the further out you are, the more tension it is, which means the slower you're going to move. His secondary ability is pull. Rather than pressing and holding the ability button to line up your shot, you just tap it and it causes the killer to pull on the spectral cables, which causes immense pain for survivors, as pulling them will cause survivors to scream and activate killer instinct, but only whilst they are within your shanty range. This is also the way to get back your spears that you may have missed by throwing, or that survivors have broken off and taken out of them. If a broken spear comes back to you, you need to wait a second or so for it to be repaired before you can use it again. To remove the harpoons though, anyone can do it. All they need to do is either get hit by the killer and you'll end up taking the harpoon back, or you can go up to another survivor and they have to pull it out of you. You are unable to pull it out of yourself. You have to have someone else do it for you. I mean, let's not make it easy. Lastly, like last time, are the perks, which again were done as an afterthought, but if you guys feel as though they need changing, we can change them or alter them to make them stronger or weaker. So, Perk 1, Infectious Tune. After a survivor has been inside of a killer's terror radius for 3 seconds, they start to hum a tune, slowly getting louder, making them easier to hunt down. Now, ideally it would be if any of the characters have a lullaby of sorts, they'd start humming that, but that might be hard to implement, so just any old tune they start humming. Hopefully this will help with all those perks that require you to hide inside the killer's terror radius and that lot. It'll make it not necessarily harder, but more fun. Perk 2, Seaman's Desire, as in a seaman. It's a desire, get your damn minds out the gutter. When hit by the killer, it inflicts compulsion onto the survivor. Compulsion is a new status effect that shows the survivor what they are compelled to do, so they can do something else. The compulsion's aura is shown. So an example would be if I hit a survivor in that lot, they get compelled, and it can be any random things. It can be pull down a pallet, it can be hide in a locker, it can be be on a generator for a few minutes, it can be hide in your killer's aura and that lot. You need to stay by the killer and that lot, and the killer would glow at that moment, which granted is useful, so it can be detriment in both regards. But yeah, you have to do that before you're able to do anything else. So say you need to hide in a locker for a few seconds, you can't pull down pallets, you can't activate, you can't go on generators, you can't bless or destroy totems, which is another one that you would probably have to do as a compulsion. Until you've done that compulsion, you can't do anything else, which makes it incredibly strong, but a lot of this stuff people generally do anyway. I'm sure you can find other things. And with aura glowing, it means that you can always find what you need to find. Lastly, Perk 3, Alone at Sea. Survivors within close proximity to each other will cause skill checks to be harder and will cause blindness. Basically, the idea of this one is, well, the fisherman was alone at sea for ages. He got crazy. He realised all you need is yourself, and that insanity gets projected onto the survivors. So, perks like Prove Thyself become not as good, because if a killer has this, well, it almost gets rid of that Prove Thyself penalty. It gives better stuff, but this reduces it, so it gets it back to normal. So for survivors that are used to playing as groups together, will have to rethink their ideas and separate out, which for some killers definitely makes that a bonus. And if you want to know their backstory, do let me know by liking the video. A brief overview is that he got lost at sea, causing him to go crazy, and the craziness made him attack any boat on sight. But remember, if you want to know more, like a full video of his lore, like I said, like the video, we'll do one. Remember to comment if you have a killer you would like me to present. Either tell me you want to talk to me or just tell me straight out on there. And also, let me know if there's anything you would like to change about any perks or any of the abilities with these killers. Always willing to look at new ways to do it. And if I like them, who knows, I'll do a change down the future. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe. Keep up to date with what's being released. You'll find out when the next one of these videos are released, and you'll find out about some of my other content. But, with all that out of the way, all that's left to do is for Cerberus to fish for some lost souls. Ow!